So in our previous session, we discussed about how to handle a checkbox, how to handle a radio button, and we were discussing about how to handle a drop down. So for that, we need to create, first locate that web element. That web element we need to pass to the parameterized constructor of select class. Okay, so once the object is created for the select class, we use we have three methods to select a particular element: select by index, select by value, or select by display text. Okay, these are the three methods that we have to select a particular web element. So we tried with Firefox, it didn't work. So I tried to find the issue, but somehow it is not working with Firefox in Mac. But it was working in Windows and it was working with the Chrome. So the same code I tried with the in the Chrome browser. The same code. I'm not making any changes. So first I found this element by ID, then created the select class object by passing the web element as a parameter to this constructor. And then I call this method select by index of 4. Okay, so I'm not making any changes to the code, but I'm trying with the Chrome driver. That's it. Okay, so there is some compatibility issue with the Firefox, so it is not working. So let me run this program, the same program in Chrome browser. See, beauty and personal care, the fourth element. So this is index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth index element got selected. Okay. If you want to select by, this is select by index. If you want to select by value or display text, we have those things as well. So go into that. So let's select by display text. I want to select computers. So copy this one. I want to select by display text. So what I'll do here, select by visible text. So what is the visible text? It is computer. So I want to select like this. So let me save and run this program. So computers got selected. Computers got selected. So the same thing you can do with the value attribute as well. So if you want to select by value attribute, you can do the same thing. Okay. Let us select music by using its value attribute. Okay, this is the value attribute. Let me copy it. Now select by. Sorry. This is the value. So let me give this value and save it. And now let me run this program. See, digital music got selected. So based on value. So these are the three different methods using which you can select a particular element. If you want to deselect also, you have the same three methods: deselect by value, deselect by index, and deselect by visible text. So these are the three methods that you can use to deselect as well. Okay. So this is about uh, drop down, how to select a particular web element by using the three methods. You have three methods for selecting a particular web element. So let me open this. Okay, so we have seen this things. First we need to locate that particular web element. pass it as an argument to select class constructor, and then use the select class object to perform select by visible text or select by index or select by value. Or if you want to deselect, you can use these three methods. Okay. So that is about the drop down. Next, we'll go to the next element, which is calendar or web table. So if you want to try any uh, drop downs, you have lot of websites which are available. By if you want to try, you can try with the Facebook application. So in Facebook, you have drop downs when you want to register. You Okay. So if you want to try with the Facebook application, just uh, you can go with create an account link. So here you have drop downs. These are the drop downs that are available. So if you want to work on drop downs, you can do this. If you want to try radio button, here you have a radio button. So it is up to you. If you want to try, you can use this website. Now the next one is calendar or a web table, how we can handle it. So for that, I'll take Make My Trip website. So in this Make My Trip website, we have a calendar which is handled in a different way. So here you can see for departure, if it is round trip, okay. If it is one way, you can see here you have a departure. So you need to select a date. For that, first you need to click on this departure, and it will show you a calendar with 2 months, current month and the next month it will show, right? So and that too with the dates that are that are so the dates which are enabled here are from current date. From today only, the dates will be enabled. For the previous date, if you see, these are disabled. Okay. Now, my test case is to check if one way is working fine or not for the current date or for the future dates. If I want to test this flow, for that first, by default, one way will be selected. Now I need to, so if I want to select from, I can do this from. Okay. And if I, so just click on from and select or type some value here. So this I can do by send keys method. Locate this element and use the send keys method. The same thing with two. I can locate this element and use the send keys to select this thing. So by using send keys, I can do this too. But for selecting the date, first I need to click on this and select any particular date which is from current date. From today's date, I need to select one date. So this how I can handle this calendar. Okay. So it is uh, a bit, I can say a bit complex, but don't worry. If you are able to get the concept, it is not very difficult. Okay. So let me show you. First, before handling and all, first you need to understand how they have designed this one, how they have designed, how they have written the code for this calendar. So there are two ways they can use the div tags, like they can divide this this particular window into multiple divisions. So this can be a division, this can be a division, this can be a division. So they can divide each and every element into particular divisions. That is one thing. Or else they can create it as a table. This can be one table, this can be one table, like this. So they can do it in either of the way, or it can be any other way. Like they can use the span tags or paragraph tags in between the div tags. So it could be like, first you need to understand how they have defined these tables. So in Make My Trip, they have used the div tags to design this table. So if you can observe carefully, I'll show you. So completely they have used the div tags. How they have defined. See, this is the complete div tag. Mm. So this is the day picker flight trap. So everything will be in this day. Let me explain you. First, this is the day picker flight trap. Everything, all the calendar details will be in this thing. Now, range example, one way or two way. Okay, now this is the day picker header. This is the day picker header, day to front con black text. Okay, this is the header. Book round trip for grade settings. So this thing, complete thing will be the header. So this part, 13 September 22 and book round trip for grade savings, this will be the header. So if you expand this one, from here you have one more class, one more div class. So this is date 13 September and some spaces they have used and date filled. So this is for date. Now this is one more class which is day picker, complete day picker. So first part was this complete thing was, this is header, this is header part. The next one is body. This is header, this is body, this is header and this is body. Okay, so in this body they have again divided into multiple divisions. First one is navigation bar. Navigation bar means, 1 minute. This thing. So if you want to navigate to the next date, next calendar dates, you need to click on this. So that for that one, they have used this division. So under day picker, complete this thing, they used a navigation bar. This is the navigation bar. And this is the months, whatever they have used. Under this month, they have divided again into two different blocks. First one is day picker caption. This is the caption. This is the headers, weekdays like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday. And the next one is the row groups. Row groups like a day picker body. In this, every week, for every week, they have divided into like this. Everything they have divided into divisions. Everything they have divided into divisions. Okay. So this is one row, this is second row, third row. So in these rows also, what they have done, in this rows also, they have divided into again divisions. Again divisions they have done. Each and everything they have divided into parts. Each and everything they have divided into parts like this. So everything they have divided into parts. So now you have to observe these things very carefully. Like if the one which is disabled, how it is looking like, and the one with the date which is enabled, how it is looking like. The tags you need to observe carefully. So if you can see, September 10th is disabled, right? So for disabled things, you can see this attribute is true. Area hyphen labeled is true, right? So if it is disabled, if that particular division, if that particular div tag is disabled, then it is disabled in the UI. Okay. So if the area hyphen disabled is false, then that particular division is not disabled, it is enabled. If you could see this particular date, what is the date here? 12th. 12th and today price 59. So for the 12th date, the price is 5951. So they have created it using the two paragraph tags. So this division, this particular division is enabled. That means it is not disabled. Disabled is equal to false. So if you observe by this tag, you can differentiate which particular date is disabled and which particular date is enabled. So if you know this, you will not attempt to click on the disabled dates. You can filter out this disabled dates by using this attribute. Area hyphen disabled attribute you can use, and you can eliminate them from the selection. See, disabled dates you cannot pick. If you want to click on this, it will not allow. So first we need to remove them from our selection, right? So for that, in that case, you can use this attribute area hyphen labeled is equal. If it is equal to true, you may remove those things. If it is only false, if this attribute is false, then pick only those dates. So in the path which you are specifying, you can specify that. area hyphen disabled is equal to false, you can specify that particular attribute value, so that you can pick only enabled attributes, enabled dates. Okay, that is one thing. So what you can do is, even in this class also you have this, if it is today, current day, you in the class they have specified very clearly. So day picker double hyphen today. If it is future date, they have just given like this, the class is equal to day picker day hyphen selected, right? So this is how they have specified. Okay, as it is selected, 13th day is selected, so it is mentioned as selected. If it is not selected, normal, it is normal date, it is just, the class is just day picker hyphen day. So this is the class for today is this one, the class value for selected date is this one, the class value for normal date which is enabled is this one. So you have three different class values to differentiate which date is today, which date is selected, and which is enabled. These are the three different classes that they have used. For today, they have used this class. For selected date, they have used this one, and for normal date, they have used this one. So these things you need to observe clearly, properly, so that when you are writing the XPath or when you're working in the code, that will help you with. So these things you need to observe properly. So first, what we need to do, if you want to select any particular date, first you can select entire this div tag, and you can click anywhere. So in this division, wherever you click, that date will be selected. See, not only on this 14 text, if I in this division, in this particular division, wherever I click, it will be selected, right? So first I need to identify this division, then I can perform the click. If I can identify, suppose I want to click on this September 14th. So I need to identify this particular division. I need to identify this particular division. Once I identify, I can perform the click operation. So for all these tags, the common class, the class is common. Like you will get, suppose in this calendar, there are 50 dates, 50 dates. For you, if you use the class attribute, you will get 50 elements, web elements. So in that case, you need to differentiate this particular div, September 14th div. So for that only, we are trying to understand all this all these attributes properly. Okay. So now I want to select September 22. Okay. I want to select this September 22. September 22 will be somewhere here. Let me show you. Okay. This is the division tag for September. So this is how it will look. So this is the September 22nd division. So for this, the class is day picker day, right? So I need to identify, I need to analyze this attributes properly, and then I have to write my XPath. So this is the class. So div tag @ class is equal to this one. Okay. So with this class, I will get, see, 48 web elements. 48 web elements we have. So from this, so not only this 22 will not only be in September, it will also be in October also, right? So in this October also it will be there. So first I need to specify either first division or the second division. That means either September division or the October division also I need to specify, right? So we need to, for that, we need to understand the tags very properly. So first what we have to do, this with this class, I think we'll not be able to able to get one particular element, because with this class there are 48 web elements, 48 web elements, right? So first what we have to do, we have to select either September calendar or October calendar. So I want this September calendar, right? So September 22nd I need to select. So what I need to do, here you have one more variable, one more attribute called area hyphen label, which specifies the date. area hyphen label, which specifies the date. So you can use this attribute. Okay. So just I can use this attribute and area hyphen label contains, you can use the contains attribute, contains method. If it contains sep, if it contains a sep, 1 minute, there is some mistake. Okay. At the rate I need to use. Area hyphen label. Okay. At the rate, it contains a September. Just a second. I think, did I give the correct? Hmm. Oh, capital yes. That's the reason. Here it is capital yes, and I'm using small letter yes here. Okay. Still it is true. Capital yes. It contains this one. Area hyphen label. This is also correct. LABL contains is correct. This. Okay, this is this one at the rate. Sorry for that. I need to use it outside this one. Contains. Here I need to use at the rate area hyphen label comma. This one. See, with this also you got 17 days. That means under September calendar, you have 17 dates enabled. So this is how you can filter the elements if you understand the attributes properly. Okay. Now you got, so under the September month, you want the dates. So I use this contains method of this XPath. So using this attribute area hyphen label contains September. So it now from 48, we came to 17. From 48, we came to 70. Now we need to filter. Now we need to filter this 22nd division. This 22nd division we need to filter. Okay. So for that, let's dig a bit more. Okay. We need to select this 22nd day. So you can use this paragraph tag. You can use this paragraph tag, or you can simply, you can use this area label only. You can use this area label, or you can use this paragraph tag. I'll go with this paragraph tag. Okay. So we are currently in this div tag. In this div tag we are. Now I'll go to this paragraph tag. Okay. So how we can go? Just use the double slashes P. Okay. To this P I will go. So once I go to this paragraph tag, in the code, I can check the content of this. So I can check the content of this either in the code or here itself I can check. So you have a method called text method. So text is equal to 22. Oh, sorry. For text, we need to use this. Oh, shit, shit. This is the thing, like if I use this one, there are 34 because every tag has 34 things. So I need to use this text only. We can use this method we have. Yeah. Why it worked now and previously it didn't work. So I'll use this 22. Oh, wait, for 22, there is no 22 or what? Sorry. We have selected this 22, right? We have selected this 22. So this class will not work for 22. This class will not work for current date. So that is the reason it is not showing the result. So if I select this 12, if I select this 12 or any other date, now if I use this thing, it will work. The class will change for the selected one, right? For the selected one, it will change. So that is the reason. Uh, Current for the current selection date, for the selection date, selected date, the class will be different. It contains that for the selected date, the class contains selected. For current date, the class contains today. So these things we need to remember when we are writing the XPath. So this is the this is how we will come to an XPath. This is how we can identify XPath for a particular web element in the calendar. Okay. So you need to understand all the tags properly. Then only you can you can identify that particular web element in the. So this is the most complex thing, complex web element that you can handle in a web page, calendar or a web table. Okay. So once you are done, you can use this XPath and you can perform the click operation, or else you. So what is the best thing that they'll do is don't hard code this date here. So in XPath, you cannot hard code these dates like this, like it the date, if this attribute contains or if this paragraph text contains, if this paragraph contains the text as 22. So because this XPath may change, right? So what they do, they just use the class. So once you use the class, it will list all the dates over here. So what they'll do, they'll iterate through each and every date. They'll iterate through each and every date, and what when they come across the particular date, they'll click on that. They'll perform the click, or otherwise here it is very simple. You can take this complete XPath and you can just perform the click operation. Whenever you want to change some particular date, so if you want to go with 15 or something like this, you can go like this. So if you want to use the same, if you want to use the class for current day and selected date also, for the date which is already selected, and for current date also, if this XPath has to work, then you can use this or operator here, or @class is equal to, or class contains, you can use the contains of @class comma. So for selected it will be, so for the selected date, it will be like this, right? Day picker day, day picker day double hyphen selected. So it will have this selected. Copy this one. Or one more or. If you want to write it, if you want to write for today's date, current date, so you can write contains at the rate class, comma. You have this one today. So if so, this will now work for this XPath will now work if the date which you want to select is the current date, or if the date which you want to select is already selected. So by default, if it is already selected, and you are going to select it now, for this one also this XPath will work, and for current date also this XPath will work. So now if you see, so as of now 12 is selected. If this XPath I want to use it for the current date 12th. So I can just give the 12th. So this XPath will now work even. Uh, why this AND is not working? It contains only this one, right? Okay. Now this is not working. And we used. So in that case, what you can do is you will get two dates. One is this 12th and this 12th. Okay, two dates you are getting. In that case, you can select the first one. In that case, you can select the first one or the second one. So if you want to select the September month calendar, from September calendar you want to select 12th, you can select the first list item. You can collect this in a list, and you can select the first web element. And if you want to select the 12th date of October month, you can select that one. But why this and is not working here? This should work. See, when I write it here, it is working. It is taking only first 12. If I write it in other place, it is not working. So let me select. As of now, the current date is 12. Now I want to select 22nd of this one. 22nd of September. I have selected. So I want to write the XPath for this. Just change the date. It is working fine. I want to select 12. Okay. So this XPath is working fine for all the dates in the September month. If I want to use the October month's date, just change here, change your XPath here. So it is OCT. Just use OCT. It will work for all the dates in the October month. Why this AND is not working here? Why this AND is not working here? You can do one thing, ignore this area hyphen label here. Just you mainly concentrate on this class and date here. So this attribute area hyphen label, we can handle it in the code by just getting the, so as of now we are currently in this tag, right? So this date and area hyphen label we can identify in our code. Just you get these values, this dates divisions, you get it here. All the remaining things we can handle it in the code. We can handle it in the code. So how we can handle? Just use this one. You got 50 attributes, right? 50 divisions you got. Let me copy this XPath for 50 dates, and we will handle it in the code. How we can handle it, that I'll show you. Let me write the code for this program. This is make my trip. Mm, let me do this one. Instead of Amazon, let me use make my trip. Okay, once it is loaded and maximized, first we need to click on this departure. So first we need to click on this departure. So let me copy this one for now and write it. Okay, let it be like that. First we need to locate this departure and perform a click operation on that. So let me locate this departure. So you can use this span tag whose inner text is departure. So for that I'll use control Z. For that I can use this span tag. Span contains we can use. So contains span tag which contains or text we can use. Text equal to departure. Okay, this is the XPath for this departure. So I can use this XPath and perform a click operation. So first driver dot find element by dot XPath, find that web element and perform a click dot click. So once it is clicked, then only it will display the calendar. Okay. So once it is clicked, then it will display the calendar. From this calendar, I'm using this XPath for getting all the calendar dates. All the calendar dates, I can get it here. So how I'll store it in a list web element. Li is equal to driver dot find elements by dot XPath. So what is the XPath? So this is my XPath. So this is the XPath. Okay, it will return 30, all the dates which are enabled. That means all the dates whose class is this, whose class is either day picker day, or if the class contains selected, or if the class contains today. That means current date, if it is already selected one, that, and normal day which are enabled. So all these three things this will handle. Okay, now once we get all this all the dates, we need to iterate through each and every day. We need to iterate through each and every day. So I'll use for each loop. Let me take it as selection like this. Okay. Now in this, first we need to get one attribute. So from this, so this will select the div tag, right? So whatever the div tag here we have, so let me click on this. So whatever div tag we have here, that will be selected. So this div tag will be selected. So from this, you can use this get attribute of area hyphen label. Get attribute of area hyphen label you can use. So what I'll do, string st is equal to selection dot get attribute of area hyphen label. So now st will hold the area hyphen label attributes value. So that means st will now contain all the values. Thursday, September 22, 2022. So like this, it will hold all the area hyphen labels every time the loop is repeated. Now you can check, you can use the contains string method we have, right? So if st dot contains, if st dot contains this September 22, September 2022, then you can perform st dot selection dot click. That's simple. Or if you want to select October 22, you can just give October 22. So like this. So you need to iterate. So first get all the calendar dates, and here you can write your own logic. You can write your logic to which date it has to select, which date it has to select. From here you can get that attribute. So this is the attribute which holds the date. Okay, you get that attribute and you can write your logic here. So which date it has to select. Okay, so this is also, now I want to select October 22. So I have used this in if condition. I have used st dot contains October 22, then selection, then click that particular web element. Okay, so let me run this program now. So departure is clicked and we are waiting for October 22 to be selected, and not sure if it worked or not. Let me it didn't throw any error or it didn't select. Let's see what is happening. Okay, I will display this content over there. Okay, system.out.println. Okay, so let's see how many dates are getting break. Let me run this program again. So this is how you debug if you are not getting the output, by writing system.out.println. So you want to know where it got stuck. Where it got stuck, you want to know. So that for that reason, we are using this debugging thing. Let's go to our code. It is not even going into this, right? It is not even going into this particular list. So let's see what is happening. The length of the list is, let's print this list length, li dot size you can use. So the list is getting 0 elements. The list is getting 0 elements. That means this XPath is not working. Let us see why it is not working. Let me copy this one and check here. Hmm. It's showing 0 results. Not okay. Let me remove this things. Just a second. Okay, here it is selecting all the dates. So all the divisions it is selecting. Why here it is not lit? Copy this one. Okay, let me save it and run it again. Still the length of the list is 0. So this XPath is working fine in here. It is working fine. It was able to select the 50 elements. But when we are writing it in the code, it is not displaying any results. So driver dot find elements by XPath. This is the XPath we are trying to find. Why it is still showing the list as 0? List elements. It is not taking anything into the list. Okay, let us give some wait period here. Okay, until that is loaded. Thread dot sleep for 3 seconds. Let me give a wait. Let me save this one. Run the program. Okay, so now it selected October 22nd. See, if you observe, but there is an error saying that stale element reference exception. I'll explain you this later. What is stale element reference exception? So once, what is this means? Once October 22nd date is found. So here, October 22nd date was found, right? So it is performing the click. So it is performing the click. Once it performs the click, the calendar got disabled. The calendar got disabled. But here, what we are trying to do, this for loop is not going to end, but this for loop, even after performing the click, so once we got the date and perform the click, this for loop is not ending. It is going to the next element and it is trying to find the next element's area hyphen labels attribute value, and it is trying to perform all this after October 22 also. So that is the reason why we got this exception, stale element reference exception. That is why we got. So once we, after clicking that, once we perform the click, we need to break this for loop also. If you don't use the break, it will again go to the next element and it will try to perform all this. Here on calendar, once you select the date, the calendar is getting disabled. It is not visible anymore. So this web elements will not be available anymore. Once the calendar is disappearing, this web elements also will not appear. This web elements, all these web elements also will not appear. So that is the reason. So once you perform the click, once your task is done, this for loop, you need to break it. Otherwise, it will try to locate the next element. What is the next element? October 23. So the WebDriver is trying to find this element because we didn't break the for loop over there. Once you click this, October 23rd will not be visible anymore. See, October 23rd is not visible anymore. So that is the reason it is throwing the exception. Now, once if you use this break command, so once you perform the click, you need to break this for loop also. Then you won't get such kind of errors. Okay, so let me run it finally. There's some issue. Yeah. Element click intercepted exception. So some label got displayed. So that is why element click intercepted. Let me run it again. So in order to perform the click, it was trying to perform the click, but at the same time, some other element got overlapped. So that is the reason it was not able to click on that particular web element. So now it clicked. It selected October 22. This time you will not see any exception. This time you will not see any exception. Actually, the length of the list is 50. So it's selected from September 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 22. Till September 23, it got displayed. Okay. But why it is going till October 22? October 22, it should not go. Once it got selected here itself, it should break. Okay. Before going to October 22, so this ST, it is a list means unordered collection. You should remember this one. List means it is unordered collection, right? So it might have taken dates in this fashion. it might have taken the dates in this fashion, like from October 1, 2, 3, 4. So after this October, it might have taken November 1st. So like this. See, if it is September, so September 1st is disabled. So it might have taken October 1st, October 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Here 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So then it came to 22 and it got broken here. No. We selected October 22. Sorry for that. Sorry for that confusion. It was my mistake. I was thinking September 22. So it's correct. It is correct. Sorry for that confusion, for making you confused. So we have given October 22. So it has taken the proper date. Sorry for that. So if you want to select September 22, you can just give the dates. You can just modify here whatever you want and you can get that. So whatever date you want, you can just modify it here itself. No need to change the XPath. So this XPath will collect all the dates from that calendar. So which is day picker day, that means enabled dates. If it is already selected, this is the one. And if it is current date, today's date, this is the one. So this is how we get all the days and we are collecting it in the list item in this list. So once we got the list, we are iterating through all the list items. And if this, we are getting this attribute value, area hyphen label attribute value, which contains the date. So, and here we are writing our logic. If that contains September 22, go and click on that particular web element. So this is how we handle a calendar. Is it clear, all of you? Any doubts in this one? Karthik, Gnaneshwar, Pratima.
No
Okay.
doubts.
So this is how we'll be handling a calendar. If it is developed using the divisions, So in case if it is developed using a table, how we can handle it? So for that, we have one more website, Abibus. If you go there, here, the calendar is developed based on table. So if I go to this one, inspect, here everything will be table. So this is one table and this is one table. So if it is a table, it is even more easy for you to write the XPath. So let me inspect this one. So it is a table. It is a easy task for you. So this is the T body. These are the headers. This is the T body. So here you have TDs like this. So you can identify if it is disabled, if this class contains disabled or unselectable, then you can ignore those states. So for the selectable ones, so you can go to the third row here. So for the selectable ones, you have this weekday UI hyphen date picker hyphen week hyphen day, or date handler is equal to selected day, or date event is equal to click, month is equal to 8, year is here you have lot of attributes to differentiate very easily. So you have lot of attributes here. So once you identify this one, so you can take date hyphen month here from here, and from this date 18 date from this anchor tag. So from this anchor tag, you can get the date. So with this attribute, you can get the month. So by using this month and the date from this anchor tag, you can perform the click operation. This is even more simpler when compared with the division calendar, which we have seen till now. So once you identify this month and date, then simply you can go and perform the click operation. You can simply go and perform the click operation. Just select the date and month here. It is not September or November like that. They gave it is in integers. So this is 8th month. You can get that month from this attribute. And if you want to get the date, exact date, you can use this anchor tag. Just go to the one level descendant and take this anchor tag. Okay. So this you can get the for enabled dates and disabled dates, you have very clearly from the class you can select say you can differentiate it. So if the class contains disabled, or if the class contains unselectable, then that means it is disabled. So for current date, you have this one. For the selected date, let's see what is the class they have used. So let me select 18th. Okay. So for the selected date, 18th I have selected. Let me go to that. Okay. I don't think they differentiated. So for normal days, they just gave data handler as select day, whereas uh, for the one which is selected, they gave the classes UI hyphen date picker hyphen weekday. No, it should be there, right? 1 second. This is for 17. This is for 18. You can observe the class for 17 and 18. There is a difference. So this is the current, they gave some class here in order to differentiate the selected one and the normal day. So by using these things, you can simply get all the calendar dates, use the either XPath or CSS selector to get all the calendar days. Once you get all the calendar days, then in your logic, in your code, whatever you write, you can use the for loop for each loop to iterate through each and every element. Once you iterate through each and every element, where you can write your own logic to select only one particular element that you are looking for. So you can select your logic like you can write your logic like this to select a particular date in your code. First thing is you need to write the XPath or CSS selector to locate all the calendar enabled dates. All the calendar enabled dates, you need to get it like this. So again, once you get all the days, you need to use the for loop or whatever loop you want, you can use it and write through each and every element. From there, you whatever attributes you want to get, you can get, and based on that, you can write your logic to select a particular date. So this is how you can handle a particular date. So if you want to practice, you can practice this one. You can practice Abibus calendar or Redbus, whatever you want. You can take any website and you can practice this one. So I have asked you long back, I have asked you a task like in Amazon website. I asked you to get all the links and print the display text in the UI. Did anybody get a chance to do that? In Amazon website, I have asked you to get all the links which are available. And once you get all these links, I asked you to print the display text. Did anybody get a chance to do that? Anyone tried that one? Okay, so that is the thing where I want to show you the streams concept where we use the streams in automation. So what I'll give you 1 day of time. Today I'll give you a time. So by tomorrow, can you do that task? I want to show you where we use the streams concept in automation. How we use the filters in while automating. So take time today also. Do these two tasks. One is you can try with the web table, which is present in Abibus or Redbus. That is the first thing. And the second thing is in Amazon websites, try to capture all the tags which are starting with A. And you try to print the display text, whatever is displayed for that particular link, you try to print all the display text for all the anchor tags. So these are the two different tasks that you need to practice for tomorrow's session. So we'll discuss these two things in next session. Okay. If you have any doubts in calendar, you can ask me or in a drop down. Any doubts you have?
But disable dates not working, right?
Now we cannot click on that, right? So we cannot be able to click on that dates. So
Yes.
click
Okay.
also will not work. So how we are eliminating these elements by using the, so just observe like what is the class contains, what does that class value, or there will be some or the other attribute which differentiates these two, enable the date and disable the date. So there will be one parameter at least, one attribute at least, which differentiates these two, that you need to identify. Once you identify, you can eliminate those. You cannot, you will use your logic to not include those things.
Okay.
That is what we need to properly. So if it is a calendar or if it is a date or radio button or checkbox or drop down, whatever it might be, you need to observe carefully. So after performing a click, what is happening, and before performing a click, what is happening. The same thing with calendar. For enable date, what they are, they'll write a logic in such a way that web page will be designed in such a way that they'll differentiate. There should be some difference between enabled and disabled. Why I'm using the class? It's class means class is the only style they use, right? CSS is the only style. So for looking, so that the text that is displayed here is same for all these elements which are present in the calendar. But the styles which they have used, see, for Saturday and Sunday, it is red in color. For other dates, it is black in color. That means they are using some different styles for Saturdays and Sundays. So for enabling, they are using one style, and for disabling, they are using one more style. So that is why mainly when there is some difference in the look, how the web elements are looking, in that case, we go with CSS selector. Clear, all of you? If it is not like, if the look is same, see, for all these enabled elements, the look is same. So we are collecting all those elements, and in code, in logic, we are writing which date we need to select. So for that also, for display content, they have used, for month they have used one attribute, and for this date they have used one parameter, one attribute. So based on those two attributes, we are uh, writing our logic and selecting that particular date. Okay, so if the look is different, then it is hot cake for us. Like, you can use the CSS selector and you can easily differentiate. So for enabled one, it is, see, the look is different. For the disabled one, the look is different. So in that case, you can simply use blindfoldedly, you can use the CSS selectors. Clear, all of you? Anything else? Okay, so that's all from my side. Practice those two things for the next session. We'll meet in the next session. Okay.